In fact, I'd much rather talk to you than work. Yet here I am, day after day, consumed with one thought. I must write. I must write. I must write. This is my study, the room in which I do my writing. I built it myself, actually. Cut all the logs and fit the timber, and made a terrible mess of it. I do my writing over here, at the side of the room, because the desk is right underneath the hole in the ceiling. And I can't do it to desk, because it covers up the whole of the floor. And the floor is built at the side of the hill. So in heavy rains, it tends to slide down. In fact, many of the days I've stood at my window and passed my neighbors in the street. But still, I'm happy here. Though I don't get enough visitors to suit me. People tend to shy away from writers. They assume we're always busy thinking. Not true. But even my dear sweet mother tiptoes up the stairs and leaves the food outside my door as not to disturb me. I haven't had a hot meal in years. But I've done a good deal of writing up here too. Perhaps too much. Sometimes I look out my window and I think that my life is passing me by at a furious rate. And I ask myself, what force is it that drives me to write so incessantly, day after day, page after page, story after story? Well, the answer is quite simple. I have no choice. I'm a writer. Sometimes I think I might be mad. Oh, I'm quite harmless. But I do admit to fits of wandering. Often in a conversation, I hear nothing and see only a silent moving of lips and respond with a meaningless, yes, yes, of course. All the while I'm thinking, he'll make a wonderful character for a story, this one. Still, while I'm writing, I enjoy it. And I like reading the proofs too. But as soon as it appears in print, I can't stand it. I see a mistake. Something's wrong, and it ought to have never been written. And I am miserable. But then the public reads it. Oh, a fine thing, but a far cry from Turgenev. Or a charming, clever, but Tolstoy's War and Peace is better. And so it will be to my dying day. Charming and clever. Charming and clever. Nothing more. And when I die, my friends will pass by my tombstone and say, ah, yes, here lies so-and-so, a good writer, but Turgenev was better. It's funny, but before you came in, I was thinking to myself, why not give it all up? But what would I do instead? Well, I've never believed it is before. But to you here in the audience tonight, I'm going to tell you what I'd most likely do with my life if I were to write it. Ever since I was a little child, I always I'm sorry, I'm making a note. An idea for a new short story. What were we talking about again? No matter. My thoughts are consumed with this new story. It starts in a theater. It starts on the opening night of a new season. It starts with the arrival of all the dear, devoted patrons of the arts, who wave and greet each other in the grand salon, commenting how this one looks, and how, ooh, that one's dressed. You scarce know the play they're about to see, with the exception of one man, Ivan Ilyich Cherdyakov. Now, Ivan Ilyich Cherdyakov, a civil servant, a clerk in the Ministry of Public Parks, had any passion in life at all, it was surely the theater. He also had his host fire office, and had dedicated his life to hard work, patience, and zeal. But still he recognized himself as one true pleasure. So that night he purchased 2 tickets, for he and his wife, in the very best section of the theater, for the opening night of Rostov's The Bearded Countess. And as fortune would have it, into the theater that night him his respected superior, General Mikhail Brasilov, the Minister of Public Parks himself.
Good evening, General.
What? Oh, yes. Good evening.
Permit me, sir. This is I'm Cheryakov, Ivan Ilyich. This is a great honor for me, sir.
Yes.
Like yourself, dear General, I too serve the Ministry of Public Parks. That is to say, I serve you, who is indeed himself the Minister of Public Parks. I am the Assistant Chief Clerk in the Department of Trees and Bushes.
Ah, yes. Lovely trees and bushes this year. Keep up the good work. Very nice.
My wife would like very much to say hello, General. This is she, my wife, Madame Cheryakov.
How do you do?
My pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure, General.
Madame Brasilov, my wife, Madame Cheryakov.
How do you do, Madame Bazila?
How do you do?
I just had the pleasure of meeting your husband.
And I am my wife's husband. How do you do, Madame Brasilov?
Sorry. Terribly sorry.
I hope you enjoy the play, sir.
I will. If I may watch it.
Feeling quite pleased with himself making the most of such a golden opportunity, Cherdyakov sat back to enjoy the bearded countess. He and the Minister of Public Parks were no longer strangers. In fact, they had become, if you were to be generous about the matter, familiar with each other. But then, quite suddenly, without warning, like a bolt from a gray thundering sky, Cherdyakov reared his head back and...
Achoo! Oh my goodness, General, I'm so sorry. I'm so terribly sorry.
Never mind. It's all right.
Oh, right, it was unforgivable. Permit me to wipe your neck, sir.
It's all right. Leave it be, I say. You make too much of the matter. Let it rest.
How can I let it rest? It was inexcusable. It was an accident, but it's disgusting.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
The thing is, Your Excellency, it came completely without warning. It was out of my nose before I could stifle it.
Hush!
It's not a cold, if that's what you're wondering. Probably just a particle of dust in the nostril.
But try as he might, Cherdyakov not put the incident out of his mind. The sneeze, no more than an innocent anatomical accident, grew out of all proportions in his mind, until it resembled the angry roar of a cannon aimed squarely at the enemy camp. Cherdyakov played the incident back in his mind, slowing the procedure down, to review it again, in horror, the infamous deed.
Charming. Charming.
Yes, charming.
Charming. Simply charming. Wasn't it charming, my dear?
I found it utterly charming.
I was completely charmed by it.
Excuse me, Your Excellency.
Who's tapping? Somebody's tapping me. Who's that tapping?
I'm tapping, sir. I'm the tapper. Cheryama.
Stand back, dear. It's a sneezer.
Oh, no, I'm all seized out now. I was just concerned about your going out for the night air with a damp head.
Oh, that. It was a trifle. A mere faux pas. Forget it, young man. Amusing play, don't you think? Did you find it amusing?
Using? Oh, yes! So true! I haven't laughed as much. In years!
Which part amused you the most?
The sneeze. When I sneezed on you, sir, it was unpardonable.
Pretty, forget it, young man. Come, my dear. It looks like rain. I don't want to get my head wet again.
You shouldn't let people sneeze on you, dear. You're not to be sneezed at.
I'm ruined. They'll have me fired from trees and bushes. They'll send me down to branches and twigs.
Come on.
What?
You mustn't let it concern you. It was just a harmless little sneeze. The general's probably forgotten it already.
You really think so?
No? I'm scared, Yvonne.
And so they watched him in despair.
Maybe I should send him a nice gift, perhaps some Turkish towels.
Cherdyakov's once promising career had been literally blown away.
Why did this happen to us? Why didn't we go to the theater at all? Why didn't we stay in the balcony with people of our own class? They love sneezing on each other.
It's a bed, Mom.
Perhaps, if I were to go to the general and explain that to him in such a charming, honest, and self-effacing manner, he would have no choice but to forgive me.
Maybe it's best not to remind him.
No. If I ever expect to become a gentleman, I must behave like one.
And so the morning came. It just so happened that today's date of the general list of petitions. Since there were 50 or 60 petitions ahead of Cherdyakov, he had to wait for morning. Till late afternoon.
Next.
I'm not next, Your Excellency. I'm last.
Very well then. Last.
That's me, sir.
Well, what is your petition?
I have no petition, sir. I am not a petitioner.
Then you wasted my time.
Do you not recognize me, Your Excellency? We met last night under rather explosive circumstances. I am the splatterer.
The what?
The sneezer, the one who sneezed, the sneezing splatterer.
Indeed. And what does he want now? If he's indicted.
No, Your Excellency. Your forgiveness! I just wanted to point out that there was no political or anti-social motivation behind the sneeze. It was a non-partisan, non-violent act of God. I cursed the day the pro-trooper formed himself on my face. It's a hateful note, sir. A hateful note. And I am not responsible for its indiscretion. So punish them who committed the crime. And absolve the innocent party behind it. Exile them, but forgive me of that. Forgive me.
My dear young man, I'm not angry with your nose. I'm too busy to have time for your nasal problems. I suggest you go home and take a hot bath, or a cold one. Take something. But don't bother me with this silly business again. Gibber, gibber, gibber. That's all I've heard all day. Gibber, 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 gibber.
God bless you, sir. God bless you and your wife and your household. May your days be sweet and may your nights be better than your days.
To feel your belief that King Cherdyakov was enormous.
May the bird sing at your window in the morning, and may the coffee in your cup be strong and hot.
The weight of the burden of those lifted to his shoulders seemed inestimable.
I worship the chair that you sit on, and I worship the uniform you wear that sits in the chair that I worship.
He walked home, singing and whistling like a lark. Life was surely a marvel, a joy, a heavenly paradise.
Oh God, I'm happy.
And yet, when he arrived home, Cherdyakov began to think.
If I'm in the butt of a cruel and thoughtless joke,
Had the minister toyed with him?
if he had no intention of punishing me, why did he torment me so unmercifully?
If the sneeze meant so little to the general, why did he deliberately cause Cherdyakov to riot in his bed?
To twist and agony the entire night.
Cherdyakov was furious!
I am furious!
He foamed and fumed and paced and I grew when morning came he called out to his wife, Sonia!
Sonia! I have been humiliated!
Human? Who would humiliate you? You're such a kind and generous person.
Who? I'll tell you who. General Basilov, the Minister of Public Parks.
What did he do?
Swine. He humiliated me in such subtle fashion it was almost indiscernible. His cunning was equal only to his cruelty. He practically forced me to come down to his office, to grovel and beg on my knees. I was reduced to a gibbering idiot!
You were that reduced?
I don't know. I must go down to his office and tell him what I think of him. The lower classes must speak up. The world must be made safe so that men of all nations and creeds, regardless of color or religion, will be free to seize on their superiors. It is he who will be humiliated by I!
And so the morning came, and Cherdyakov came to humiliate he.
Next. Last. Well,
Well, you say? Do you not recognize me, Your Excellency? Yes, you're quite right. It is I once again!
it is you once again. Who?
Cheer up, Your Excellency. I have returned, taking neither a hot bath nor a cold one.
Who lived this building then? What is it?
What is it? What is it, you ask me? You sit there behind your desk and ask me, what is it? You sit there in your lofty position as general and minister of public parks, a member of high standing among the upper class. And as me, a lowly civil servant, why is it you sit there knowing full well that there is no equality in this life, that there are those of us who serve and those that are served, those of us who obey and those that are obeyed, those of us who bow and those that are bowed to, that in this life certain events take place that cause some of us to be humiliated and others who are the cause of that humiliation. And still you ask me, what is it?
What is it? Don't stand there gibbering like an idiot. What is it you want?
I'll tell you what I want! I want to involve that Jim. Proceed on yourself. I wasn't trying to make it clear. It was an accident. An accident, I assure you.
Out, you idiot! Fool! Imbecile! Get out of my sight! I never want to see you again! If you ever cross my language again, I'll have you exiled forever! What's your name?
Jerry Alamo.
You jerk murder! You maggot! You insect! You are lower than an insect! You are the second cousin to a cockroach! The son-in-law of a bedbug! You are the nephew of a ringworm! You are nothing! Nothing, you hear me? Nothing!
At that moment, something broke loose inside Cherry Yapa. Something so basic, so vital, so organic. The damage that was done seemed irreparable. The matter was over. For once, for all, forever. What happened next is quite simple. Chiryakov arrived home, took off his coat, lay down on the sofa, and died.